Good evening and welcome to the Parker Jackson Show. We're going to start out the show tonight with breaking news coming out of the DoD, the Pentagon rather. They are holding a press briefing now, and we're going to put it on your screens for you. We'll come in after the briefing. And we are cutting into the DoD press briefing. It looks like it's almost over there, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the Parker Jackson Show. And joining me is Secretary of Homeland Security to talk about crime and his plan with the homeland. We'll be right back. Good evening and welcome to the Parker Jackson Show. As always, I'm your host, Parker Jackson. Before we just cut in there with the DoD press briefing, and we'll be bringing you the latest on that on MSNBC Now and on our social media pages after this show. But tonight, guys, we're all focused on the bacon hairs, and that is the focus of tonight's open. Let's go ahead and get into it. The bacon hair has been in the spotlight ever since presidential candidate Akon artist started campaigning for them during the election. But the real question is tonight, who are the bacon hairs and what do they do? Candidate Akon artist has always stood up for them, saying that the bacon hair community was oppressed and disadvantaged compared to the other people within the United States. Though they may have just fooled you with this. Currently, the Bacon Hair organization is classified as a gang underneath the United States. These quote unquote oppressed and disadvantaged bacon hairs are actually nothing more than a gang bringing crime into our newly released Los Angeles game. And the man who is behind all of this is currently a presidential candidate, a con artist who is the leader of the Bacon Gang, who also uses this gang to blame his crimes on it within Los Angeles. It's now time to ask ourselves, has presidential candidate A. Connors been using this organized gang to blame his crime sprees on tonight? Just in the past week, A. Connors has been arrested several times and placed into the Los Angeles County Jail for committing crimes, and each time blames it on the bacon hair minority being targeted by the police when there's little to no evidence of that at all. In a tweet where VP candidate William P. Nixon confronted him about this, he responded rather saying, "I'm being framed. Your corruption has no limits. Exclusive footage shows how you edited the video evidence to frame me. Your hatred for bacon hairs truly has no limits. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Please stop attacking bacon hairs." Yet there is still no evidence of any attack on the bacon hairs. In fact, the only attack that was going on that day was with the bacon hairs attacking other members in the server. Along with this, even more evidence is being exposed within the Bacon Hair Discord server. We're going to put an image up on your screen right now, and I believe, producer, do we have that image on your screen? All right, and we have that image up on the screen right now. The image is loading. All right, the image has loaded and has been put up. Let's take a look. This more evidence is showing. Let's take a look at the first piece of evidence that was sent into our newsroom. The first pic you will see a con artist sending an announcement saying, "Teaching bacon hairs how to earn money." The picture shows them inside of the Los Angeles bank vault, robbing the store. Does that sound peaceful to you? No. What about another one? Let's see here. Another pic sees another pic shows them sending an announcement saying, "Join us, let's capture some turf and help bacon hairs get money." Capturing turf as a gang does not sound very peaceful to me either. And other images show them riding on motorcycles with guns out, screaming "Bacon Gang," and other announcements such as turf wars, such as "Join us as we near capturing all turfs." Peaceful, huh? Bacon Hairs claim they are being oppressed, but yet no one they're the only ones that continue to commit crime in Los Angeles and get away with it each time due to a con artist, the man behind it, claiming they are nothing but washed up trash. But really, they're not at all. I think that a presidential candidate who runs a gang within our country is a very scary thought, and that is the open for tonight. Joining me now is Secretary and Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I guess let's talk about the open tonight. Again, Homeland Security is very important, and gangs are a part of that. So the Bacon Hairs, what do y'all think of them? Do y'all think that they're um, contributing to a lot of crime in our state, or sorry, not our state, in our country tonight?
I feel like they really are contributing because I've heard a lot of stories about them, just going into LA and just causing a ruckus everywhere, just, shooting everybody that comes to spawn, just doing all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I believe that they play a special part, a big role in the crime that's going around in LA.
Yeah, indeed. And a con artist, he claims that this is a peaceful organization and that he's trying to help these oppressed Bacon Hair members. Do you think that this organization is actually peaceful?
This organization is not peaceful. I believe that they try to seem peaceful for the news and for the public, just to make sure that they look nice on the outside, but on the inside, I feel like they are like a kind of a I don't- probably like a terrorist group. I wouldn't say like you know they just all over the place, just doing stuff peaceful people wouldn't do. You know.
Exactly. And yet, one of the presidential candidates, a con artist, who is also the leader of this quote unquote organized association, which is actually a gang within our country. He's been leading this. How do you feel about a presidential candidate leading one of the most violent gangs in Los Angeles at the moment?
Any presidential candidate that is running a gang has no right to be president. That is like the most. If somebody were to vote for him, like that would just be the most dumbest thing that you could ever do. Because
I agree. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I mean, I agree with you completely. He's a laughing stock to our country. I mean, he claims that he is, if we can get that tweet up, I don't know if we can, probably not, but he's claiming in these tweets that he's helping the disadvantaged minority of Bacon Hairs and that he's been sent to jail because he was assisting the Bacon Hairs. All right. But yeah, in this tweet, he is claiming that, yes, he's advocating for the Bacon Hairs, saying that they are so innocent. They are being attacked in this country, but the real fact is they're the ones that's causing the crime. It's not the other people, it's them. Bacon lives matter. Yet they're trying to act like they're being oppressed, but honestly they're not. I mean, how do you respond to that tonight? And are y'all planning to investigate this organization?
DHS is going through we went through a reform. So meaning we have flushed out all the inactives, which was partially most of the group. So we are working on building up DHS again to be bigger and stronger, so we can build a bigger HICOM, because we kind of don't really have one. We have like a couple members, but we don't have that many to run an investigation at the moment. So me and the deputy secretary are working very hard to build up Homeland Security once again like it used to be. So yeah, we will definitely be planning to investigate what's going on once we get settled.
Yeah, indeed. And I think we have vice presidential candidate William P. Nixon on the phone. William, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. William, how do you feel about the Bacon Hair organization wreaking havoc in Los Angeles? And how do you feel about a con artist, one of the candidates you are running against in this presidential election, running the Bacon Hair organization?
Well, I think that he's proven this purportedly peaceful assembly of disadvantaged persons is nothing more than a domestic terrorist organization. It feels like we're in Afghanistan and they're the Taliban.
I couldn't agree more with you on that. So I guess you're a part of the Congress now, and you're also a part of the presidential election running mate with Armand Foley. If you are elected, what do you plan on putting in place to make sure that these people can no longer wreak havoc on our country?
Well, I think the Bacon Hair Foundation should be classified as a criminal enterprise under United States Code chapters pertaining to racketeering infrastructure of a criminal organization.
You see, and I would support that too, and I think a lot of people would support that. Another thing that's going on now is that we've been receiving DMs throughout the entire show and throughout our shows all this week claiming that MSNBC is fake news. We're perpetuating fake news to the public. But I want to point this out to all of our viewers that are watching now. The only time people play the fake news card is when we're exposing something they don't
And I
like.
want to just say this from the back producer standpoint. They want to pull the fake news card when their feelings get hurt, when they don't want to hear the truth, when people's behind the scenes scandals get exposed. That's when they pull the fake news.
Exactly. And Michael, I just got a DM and a tweet. Apparently, a con artist will be suing MSNBC for obvious defamation against the Bacon Hair Foundation. Now, again, here we go again. People are claiming we're fake news. Everything I reported on tonight is fact. I don't base my news and base my show on opinion. Everything I give out on this show is a fact. Fact. The Bacon Hair organization uses crime to boost their to earn money. Fact. They posted a picture in their Discord server of a con artist posting teaching Bacons how to earn money while they are inside of the Los Angeles bank robbing it.
Robbing a bank.
If you want to tell me that is not, if you want to say that is not a crime, then you really need to take a look at yourself because that is a full-on crime. And there's a screenshot posted in their server. Another thing, fact, join us. Let's capture some turf and help Bacon Hairs get money. Capture turf. What is that a term for? It means let's cause some crime and let's get in fights with other gangs. We can take their turf. That's exactly what that means. Yet, here we are again being called fake news for reporting the truth to everybody.
Right.
And I honestly am sick of it. I'm sick of it. Michael's sick of it. The whole MSNBC staff are sick of it. We're tired of being called fake news because whenever somebody gets their panties in a bunch, they always want to cry fake news when we call them out. But actually, we're telling the truth here, and then we get in trouble for it. So that's a whole thing that's going on right now. It's sickening that we're being sued, and this is going to be my final thought here, and I'll let Liam, you can jump in and give a final thought in a second. We are being sued tonight because we reported facts. I will appear in front of a judge. I'll appear in front of anybody and show
me too.
them
I will appear. I will appear. I will get a lawyer.
Well, I can tell you right now, Parker, you should get an attorney to file up a legal brief to the Board of Ethics and Disciplinary Board for the California bar or the bar
I think we need to get a lawyer from SNBC and myself and all of us here. We need to get a lawyer.
For being a frivolous litigator, because
I would agree.
He is filing suits that are obviously going to get thrown out.
I would agree. Defamation and reporting news is not correct. It's completely two different things. Everything that I reported on this show tonight was fact, and I did my research. The MSNBC newsroom did their research. None of this is fake news, and I want to give David, do you want to say a final thought real quick before we go?
Yeah, I was going to say the actions of a con artists definitely are not precedented. Like, they should not be condoned. DHS is going to take whatever steps and actions they can to investigate this. We're going to partner up with other investigation agencies, such as one of the top investigation agencies as FBI, and we're going to do our best to investigate into this, and also have the election committee also take a look into this, because if we let this go on, we're going to see the same thing that happened back in Newsom when we had a president allow robberies to be legalized. So if we allow a person who's doing criminal acts now to be president, he's going to legalize crime, which is going to overturn this country.
Yeah, indeed. And this is my final thought tonight before we wrap up the show. To everybody that is challenging us tonight in MSNBC, suing us, we are not afraid. We check our facts. We make sure that everything is right before we get on the air. We're not afraid of a defamation suit. Why? Because we did nothing wrong. And this is a little thing to con artists tonight. Domestic terrorism is also illegal, and I believe that there will be a lot of people looking in tonight after this show. That's the wrap for tonight. That's the Parker Jackson Show. We got a lot coming up this week or in the next few days. Thanks for tuning into another episode. We'll be right back here tomorrow on the election eve as 3 presidential candidates prepare for the election. Have a great night.